Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. My name is Drago, and welcome to my Bloodborne Platinum Trophy guide. In today's episode, we're going to be continuing on, and we're going to be finishing out the chalice dungeons. The last chalice dungeon that we have to do is the Pthumeru Ihyll chalice dungeon. Fronting will be the Pthumerian Descendant. Now, if you already thought this enemy in Central Pthumeru, or I believe it's Lower Pthumeru, I don't remember exactly which chalice dungeon it is where you fight him first, but if you got here, you already fought him prior, so you know to be wary of his fast attack combinations. He is extremely agile opponent, and he will land a few combos on you that can kill you quite easily if you're not careful. So there are two ways to go about fighting this guy. The first way, which is preferred method if you're using physical damage weapons, is to parry him and land visceral attacks. Now, the best way to parry him is either to time it right on his first strike. He'll either do a quick strike or he'll do a wind-up hit, and during that you can catch him with a well-placed Quicksilver bullet to the face, and you'll be able to land visceral attacks. For maximum effectiveness, make sure you have your claw mark runes equipped in order to increase your visceral attack damage. Now, if you're not that good at parrying but you want to try this method anyways, I suggest waiting for him to start a combo, but being a good, decent where you won't be able to get hit by his first couple hits, and then just dash a couple times backwards, and that should give you an opening to shoot him in the face a few times and see maybe if you can land a visceral attack. Now the second method, and that's the method that I use for my arcane build here, because my visceral attack damage is very low, so it's almost not worth it from a risk-reward standpoint to even go for that attack, is to just wait for him to strike once, and you basically dash to his right, and you should be able to either avoid his wind-up strike, or you'll get hit by one of his first quick strikes, but you should be able to kill him anyhow just by doing this method, because once you dash to his right, he'll miss you with the rest of his combo, and you'll be able to get a couple of quick strikes in on him. When he splits his weapon into two, same method applies, except for dodge to the right method, which is what we'll call it. I would suggest you just wait for him to do that like sickle hug attack move that he does, and that should be no problem. The next boss of this level is the headless Bloodletting Beast. Now, you've already thought Bloodletting Beast in the lower Pthumeru chalice dungeon, so you should be somewhat familiar with what to expect. Now, this boss is not that great. I take quite a bit of hits, and my dodging is just not as crisp. But one of the things that I would recommend doing is to kind of just try to stay close to his legs and aim your strikes at his feet or ankles. That's probably the best way to do it. One attack to watch out for is when he slams his fists down, because that attack will track, so you need to dodge it at the very last possible moment. Otherwise, you'll see I keep getting nailed by that attack over and over again. So one of the main difficulties in this boss fight comes with the camera. The boss is pretty big, and chances are you'll probably be fighting without the lock-on, so it'll be pretty tough. So one of the main method that I would suggest for this is to just keep picking on his ankles and knees. Try to get behind him, but don't over commit to your attack combination. Just get 2-3 hits usually, and try to back off, because he will retaliate with a stomp, or he'll do his slam moves. So if you back up too far, he will have an attack where he'll either do a big sucker punch from across the room, or he will use some distant attacks where he will shoot blood out of his wound, and those attacks will deal blood damage, and they will also have a chance to inflict rapid poison on you. So I would recommend having either a rune that helps the rapid poison resist, but if you don't want to do that, which is understandable because chances are you probably want to use clockwise and anti-clockwise metamorphosis runes. In that case, I would suggest using one of the Cainhurst armor sets, which is either Cainhurst or the Knight armor set. Both of those are pretty effective in fight as well. Once he summons this maggot that comes out of his neck, this fight gets a little bit easier because you can wait for him to get on all fours, and then you can either hit the maggot, which will do a little bit more damage to him, or you can hit him in the arms. So that's when it gets quite a bit easier. Again, you do have to watch out for his slam attack. I just do a piss poor job dodging those at this particular point, so don't follow my example. I guess you need to time it a little bit better than what I do here. I'm just a bit rusty at this point. I've been playing Bloodborne very sparingly over the past 3-4 weeks, so by no means is my technique here perfect, but I believe you guys can get the general idea on how to beat him just by watching this boss fight. So and he's more of a just an intimidating boss simply because he's huge, not very good looking, and his attacks deal quite a bit of damage. But if you can keep close to him, stay behind him, and be able to dodge his slam attacks, he is really not all that difficult. Now moving on, we have a boss battle with Yharnam, the Pthumerian queen, and she is a pretty tough enemy, but if you got to this point, you should be able to deal with her fairly easily. She does have a number of attacks to watch out for. One of them, you'll see me get hit with that right off the bat, is where she basically captures your character in like this force barrier, and this will give her an opening to perform one of her attacks. Now her damage, again, just like Bloodletting Beast, it's mostly going to be blood damage, so make sure to wear one of your Cainhurst armor sets for maximum effectiveness. And another thing to watch out for is her spray attacks, where she will spray blood around her. They come out in a number of variations. She'll either just summon blood fountains. Sometimes she'll do the attack where it kind of almost reminds me of Area of Effect, Wrath of the Gods style attack, where it will just be she'll raise her hands in the air, and there will be just a big blood explosion that will come out. So be careful of that, but wait for your opening. Get a couple of hits on her and then just back away, then dodge her attack, come in again, get a couple of hits in, and that shouldn't be too difficult. Once her health reaches 75% mark, she will summon 2 of her clones, and at this part of the boss battle I recommend using the pillar in the middle for cover. I won't say it's a pillar, more like an altar. Use that for cover, and just focus on her 2 clones first, because otherwise they actually deal the same amount of damage to you that the Yharnam, the Blood Queen, does herself. So prioritize getting rid of them, and once you get rid of them, you should be able to get a couple hits in on her. Just watch out for her attacks. Again, you see me almost get killed here. Had just not being overly careful and not prioritizing my dodging as much as I should. In order to get caught by her force barrier attack. Just get a couple of hits in and then back away. A lot of times what happens is I'll just get too greedy on the combination and I'll end up getting caught in that. Once she disappears, she will reappear with her 2 clones back by her side. So again, you know, prioritize taking out those clones. Otherwise, this boss battle will be much more difficult than it should be. At about 50% mark, she will summon Blood Greatsword, and her melee combos will deal a whole lot more damage. So try not to get caught in that force barrier. She will also inflict rapid poison on you if you're not careful. So make sure you have some antidote handy, and also keep an eye out on your rapid poison meter. And basically the same strategy applies throughout this whole fight. Prioritize for clones when she reappears, so make sure you kill the 2 clones first, and it's really easy because you only need to hit them once in order to make them disappear. And then after that, dodge her attacks, get in for a couple of quick strikes, back away, dodge her attack, get in for a couple of quick strikes, clones, at which point basically you just want to rinse and repeat the strategy. Here towards the end I'm getting a little bit too greedy and I end up getting hit a few more times than I probably should. So that's one of the things to be wary of. If you start overcommitting and attacking her a little bit too much, then you will probably end up taking quite a bit more damage than you would otherwise anticipate. One of the things to watch out for as well is if you're not too careful, that she has this sword attack where she will basically lunge at you, and if you don't dodge it, it will profit your HP or more, so she'll be able to kill you with that. But just be careful, play it safe, make sure you dodge her attacks, and you shouldn't have too many problems with that. Now this is my second to last video. After this, next up is going to be the video with the 3 endings, German boss fight, and I will show you guys how to acquire the burial blade. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great